Hello and welcome to the Domination Show, otherwise known as the NR2003 Championship Season 2. Driving as Kevin Harvick and whooping the fields as almost 400 points ahead of Brad Keselowski, who, by some miracle, after having awful runs for the last 10-12 races, remains in second. Hamster and Jiggles Giggles is in fourth. We're gonna race at Dover today again. Final race at a one. No, actually not. It's not the final race at a 1 mile track. Phoenix is the season finale. But Kyle Larson won here the last time. He's won earlier this season at Texas. Speaking of Texas, I'm proud of this transition. Speaking of Texas, I found a version of Texas 2020 with like the different banking and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That I had to modify. It was, I think it might have even been the version that I had used a year ago or somewhere. I did something for myself where the eye checked up right at the start finish line. I worked some things and now that doesn't happen 95% of the times, and I'm just gambling that it's not going to happen because we use this track for the second Texas race, which is coming up in about 6-7 races. It's race 33. You can do the maths because I can't. Race 25 today. Let's go. It's actually 8 races. I just did the math in my head. Let's go racing at Dover.
Drivers, start your engines.
Starting the engines at Dover, Kyle Larson on pole position, who won here last season. In 2019, obviously. Hamster and Keselowski, so my two championship chasers, though 400 points back, are in second and third. Blaney, Elliott, Busher, Boyer, Logano, Jones, and Johnson, your top 10. We've hauled ass in qualifying, only 25th quickest. I didn't do any practice laps, so I probably should have done that to kind of get back to the rhythm. So I guess we have to learn or relearn the track now as we go racing for 80 laps. Nascar down pit lane. Larson, Hamlin will lead us to the green flag for 80 laps. We are underway at Dover. I think that first gear start wasn't necessary. Priest taking a little time there to get going. That 37 car just ahead. We're now going through turn 1 nice and quick here. Past 2 guys there, McDowell and Chad Fincham, who had a good start in Carl Ding Dong's Toyota. As Larson goes for the race lead, or he takes it for good, I must say. Lap 1 completed. We go to the inside of Reese. That doesn't really work. He sends it in deep there, but the car just sticks around the bottom of the racetrack. That's very nice. Daniel Schwartz, the Comscope Toyota, up next, and the 96 car, who I wrecked to kind of initiate the photo finish. The last time we were here. Oh, Truex a little slow there, almost contacted with the 96 and the 19. So we're sending it to the inside of him. Of Suarez, at least. Working my way up into the top 20, but could really go any further than I'm sitting right now. 19th, Cole Custer there, the HaasTooling.com port, my teammate. Stop us out with William Byron. He had a good starting spot, dropping back there. Now making a move there on the 41, at least trying to, as he probably can come back. Yeah, he can just come back around the outside, or at least tries to. Denny Hamlin, outside Polster, dropped out of the top 10 there. He's around, I'd say now, as he got passed there by Bowman and these folks on the inside there, just ahead to probably, well, 13th, 14th. Excuse me. A little hiccup there. A little burp. Stop us out with Kurt Busch, who had a 37th lap, place run last time we were here. I remember that. Lapped him twice. Now stop us out with Hamlin for 16th spot. Man, he's not had any pace today. Qualifies on the front row, and it just drops like a rock. Only 9 laps in though, so going past Kurt Busch. To the inside of the 11 we go. Oh, we're starting to tighten up there. You can see in the center of the corner. Just ever so slightly driving out of the racetrack. But made that move work for 16th position now. Trying to follow William Byron through, who's not won a race yet. He won The next race after this one, actually, in real life, his first career race was the Daytona Summer win. Maybe he can pull it off. So far, Byron winless this season. Also, another driver who's won a race IRL, but hasn't won this season here is Austin Dillon, the 3-1 Texas in 2020. And also Alex Bowman hasn't won a race so far, and he won the Auto Club race in real life. So we're now trying maybe around the outside there, following Austin through there.
Clear.
Austin Dillon currently sitting 13th in the points. Quietly decent season there for the RCR driver. As we're going to the inside of the former Daytona 500 champion.
Keep low.
Up into 15th position.
Clear outside. Inside.
Austin Dillon now back at me here. He can complete the pass. The car's noticeably tighter than it was early in this earlier at this track. No, that's not what I wanted to say. As it was in the spring race, this late in the race, as we go down to 15th, trying to counterattack. But I feel like we're just tightening up. You can see we're just moving up the center of the corner. We're stalling out in the middle of a top 20 right now, but at this point in the spring race, we were up into the top 10. I think even battling for top 5. I remember battling Jimmy Johnson for a 5th spot at one point. We now clear Dillon there. Yeah, the car just not as good as it was, I feel like. But then again, there's still 59 coming to 58 laps to go. My teammate Clint Board in 14 holds up the 88 of Bowman there just a little bit. Maybe try it around the outside. We've been kind of migrating up the top of the racetrack, ready to see where the grip is, and now we are in 13th position. Real good move there, and kind of with the help of my teammate. But now we tighten up a little bit, and Clint is doing the same thing as he did to Alex just a lap ago, and we drop back. We even lose 2 spots there. Also, Austin Dillon getting back at us. So we drop out of the top 15 again. And Chris Buescher in the 17 to 5th third bank. Ford trying something again. Kind of stuck there in the middle groove. Now see, Chris was looking there. Austin a little bit bad on the exit there. So we're now in a battle for top 15. And I couldn't have a better time than I'm having it right now in this game. I'll tell you that. We're just trying now, kind of to, oh yeah, Bowman getting slowed up again. It's kind of what happens once you get a run on the exit there. The AI just kind of checks up, which is understandable because they would just, you wash out to the exit of the racetrack on the corner if you're on the inside and you want to maximize your exit speed. And so if there's someone shooting up to you, you don't want to wreck yourself. As I say that, I almost run into my teammate Clint Boyer, who himself moves up the racetrack. And for 13th position, we got him at the line. See if he can come back around the outside. No, he cannot. So we're just a little tight there, trying to block him, though, on the outside. P12, actually. And Larson, the pole sitter, has dropped out of the top 10. I just now realized that. It's Bubba Wallace in the light blue car has taken over 10th. We're a couple of laps away from the halfway mark, and if you look at the bottom right of your screen, you can see my teammate Eric Almirola has a 3.5 second lead over Brad Keselowski, second in this race, second man in points. And I'm guessing that my teammate just got the car that I ran so well with here in the spring, and I just got one of his cars. We kind of swapped them around or something, I don't know. As we're still trailing Carl Larson. Carl Larson, alright. We call it Carl now, buddy. We're kind of closing in on him, but let's see, just up the racetrack we slide. But I feel like he's dropped some pace there in the last couple laps, especially since Bubba Wallace has seemed to have been able to hold the pace he was going, and Lars just coming closer to me. Anyway, now right on his back bumper, Austin Dillon behind us, though, also closing in fast. As we're going to the inside of the defending race winner in the Credit One Bank Chevrolet, almost said it's a Ford. To the inside, door bumper clear on lap 36. We move ourselves into 11th. Just gone past the halfway mark. Still trailing Bubba Wallace. in 10th place by, well, somewhere between around here. Just had to go past some lap traffic. The red car just had BJ McLeod. Gonna be lapped there by me in just a bit. But yeah, by about somewhere between 2.5, 3 seconds. Really depends on my lap speed. We're still a couple laps away from pit stops. I'm guessing about 10. I actually don't remember when, on what lap. Guys, I can't talk anymore. On which lap they went to pit lane in the spring, because I was too lazy to actually look it up. But we're gone past the halfway, and that's all that matters. That's kind of the point that I kind of want to see the AI go past in all those races, and so far they have done. Apart from road courses. That's always worked, so they've gone past the halfway mark, and then I'm like, okay, you can pit now and do stupid stuff. You're gonna make it to the end, you're not gonna make any stupid pit stops. They're gonna come in now. We're not gonna... Yep, that was a bit too spontaneous. That was way too spontaneous as we lose net 11th to 12th to Austin Dillon there. That was way too spontaneous. I decided to come down the pit lane way too fast. Couldn't make it work. So we're going to stay out for one more lap. That was absolutely stupid. Gonna let Austin Dillon try to go past here. Don't want to be wrecked by him. The road speed is 40, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's only 35. Alright, that was, whoopsie daisy. I don't know how much time that's going to cost us.
Watch that speed now.
Oh, it's 35. Okay, alright. And Rodney Childers and your boys do some magic. That was a bit unfortunate that I missed pit lane, but alright, we didn't lose too much time. That's a positive.
Clear outside.
Well, pit stops have been completed. 33 to go. We dropped to 14th from 11th. Well, could have been worse, I guess, with my missed pit lane there. So we're gonna lap the 49 car of Chad Fincham. He hasn't made a lot of races early in the season, but he's been, at least, I just ran my fastest lap even, 22.109. What I want to say was, I didn't see Chad Fincham as much in the early part of the season, but he's popped up a lot recently, I feel like. In the last, like, 5, 6, 7 races, I've seen him a lot. I think he was only out there, I don't know, I don't know. We're going to go through all of the standings and some stats at the end of the season. I just can't bother to do it right now. I'm so sorry. If you're interested in stats, you're gonna get it at the end of the season. But I'm not the biggest fan of stats anymore. I was, but I just find them boring nowadays. So I'm gonna go through the necessary stuff, the interesting stuff, at the end of the season. 26 laps to go. Finally caught up with Larson, and my teammate Cole Custer also for position, gone past Larson for 13th. Custer now lapping James Davison, who started at the front row in the spring Bristol race, if you remember that. Or did... No, didn't it? Wait. Was it James Davison? Or some oddball started on the front row in the spring Bristol race. Anyway, gone past him, putting him a lap down. I think it was him. Anyway, and now trying for 12th position on the 41. Swinging it down to the inside. A little tight there. You're starting to tighten up. But it's not as bad as I think Cole Custer was. He battled with Kyle Larson there, so it's probably cost him some tire life and tire grip. Door bumper clear. 12th place, and Tyler Reddick is up next. And you can see him right around the top of the racetrack already, so his tires worn out as well, seemingly. So we're trying to catch him, and I think William Byron, the white car just ahead, might be 10th, but I'm not sure. Gonna have a look at that. He is indeed. So top 10 is still in sight. Gonna come to 20 laps to go this time by. But with me and Reddick tightened up, you can see it there on the racetrack. But to the inside of the 8 car we go. Past the rookie. Into 11th spot, and Timmy Hill will be lapped, and then it's going to be 10th for William Byron versus Kevin Harvick. Got 15 laps to go. Brad Keselowski has taken the race lead, and he's overhauled a huge gap, number 1, on Eric Almirola, and he's putting up a gap there, 1.5 seconds clear off the 10. So both of these drivers kind of regaining their early season form. Almirola obviously didn't do really anything outside of a Coke 600 win after the first 4 races. And Brad Keselowski, almost 2 seconds clear now. When we all thought he was not going to be in this championship hunt, he got 12 races to overhaul a almost 400 points gap as we're battling for top 10 spot. Brad Keselowski looking to get his 5th win off the season and show the world, you know, tell everyone, as we move into the top 10, tell everyone, including you, the viewer, you thought I'm not going to make it, but here I am, and I'm going to challenge him. I'm going to race him hard, and that's what I like to see. I will be honest, guys. It's good to have a huge buffer in the points, but I also like a good championship fight, and I wouldn't even be mad if it goes down to the wire at Phoenix and we lost it there because we have been beaten by Brad K fair and square. I still don't think it's going to happen. I still think it's a fluke, even though he's putting on quite a clinic there on the field. But I will admit this. It's good to see him running well and running well when it's crunch time. As we're trying to lap 2 cars. We tried to do that at Indianapolis, didn't go well. We drive in the same paint scheme as we did in Indianapolis, by the way, as well. But this time it worked. We got a couple of top 10 guys up here. Blaney and Elliott, as we're going to the inside of the Hooters Ford. Chevrolet. I don't know why I keep mixing up these manufacturers into 9th place. And trying it for 12th with 10 to go. On the 12th car for 9th. God damn it. Gotta concentrate here. For 8th place on the 12th car. Little slip up. And Blaney regains the spot. So I think we got the pace in the closing laps to get past the 12th car. Let's see, can we get down to the inside of 1 and 2 this time? Yes, we do. We're tightening up the racetrack. Blaney gives me the room. Yes, I got that gas, because otherwise I would have probably run him into the wall. P8. Clint Boyer up next for 7th. How many 4 laps to go? Blaney tries it again, or at least he's on my rear bumper, but he's also quite tight through the corner, so he's not been able to get to my inside. Kind of losing some spots to Clint, or some time to Clint Boyer, rather, who's putting BJ McLeod a 2nd lap down, it seems like. JJ Yaley also up there. Gonna be put a lap down by Boyer. Kinda ran away from Blaney there. Probably maybe been his last gasp at a attack for 8th position. Brad Keselowski almost 6 seconds clear of Eric Jones and Bubba Wallace. Eric Almirola dropped to 5th. GG's turn to both of these drivers in 2nd and 3rd. Bubba really on pace without a inverted starting grid helping him there for 3rd position, which is really nice to see. 2 to go. Gonna take the white flag in just a couple of moments. Speaking of white cars, I didn't mention it at the start, but Jimmy Johnson now rocking his white paint scheme for the rest of the season that he ran in real life in 2020. As we barrel down into 3 and 4 out of the turns for the white flag one more time around. Can we get Clint Boyer here on the last lap with a last lap pass for 7th position? Maybe. That will be amazing. As we are going to be low on fuel. The fuel light came on there. We drive it in deep. Around the inside of Clint we go. Last lap pass, P7, and Brad Keselowski puts on a clinic and wins this race from Eric Jones, Bubba Wallace, Joe Logano, Eric Almirola, Jimmy Johnson, myself, Clint Boyer, Ryan Blaney. Cole Custer gets the top 10, which is nice to see. And with his 5th win of the season, Brad Keselowski gains about 40 points on me. That's still 357 is the gap. And we got Daytona coming up, so we can afford to wreck here. I would like it, but we kind of can afford, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Hamlin, Logano, Busch, your top 5. Then we got Larson, Truex, Bowman, Blaney, and Jimmy Johnson still hanging on to a top 10 spot. Maybe at Daytona he can win himself, win 84. And yeah, Daytona, as I said, the night race up next. And then after that, it's only 10 races to go to determine a champion, which is hopefully gonna be me. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, subscribe. See you all next time. Have a good one and goodbye.